Hi, my name is Macy Gilman, and I decided to do the BOT-2 assessment and recommendations. I'm section 598, and let's get started. The BOT-2 test. The Bruninsk-Ostersky test of motor proficiency, second edition, or BOT-2, is a standardized, individually administered test used to assess the motor proficiency of individuals ages 4 to 21 years. It evaluates fine and gross motor skills across multiple domains, and this was found in Bruninx RH and Bruninx BD 2005. The purpose of the BOT-2: to assess motor development, identify motor deficits, and assist in eligibility determination for special education services. It can also be used in research, clinical diagnosis, and therapy planning. It is often used by occupational therapists, physical therapists, and school psychologists. The BOT-2 includes 53 items grouped into 8 subtexts within 4 motor area composites. Number 1, the fine manual control, which includes the subtests of fine motor precision and fine motor integration. Number 2, which is the manual coordination section, which includes subtests of manual dexterity and upper limb coordination. And the third is body coordination, which subtests include bilateral coordination and balance. And the fourth and final test is the strength and agility test, which is subtests include running speed and agility and strength. Validity and reliability values. So I had to find some validity and reliability values for the BOT-2 just to make sure that it wasn't some random test. And so for validity, the content validity was established through expert review and field testing. Construct validity was supported by factor analysis and comparisons with age expectant motor behaviors. The concurrent validity shows strong correlations with other motor tests like the movement ABC, and it had an R value of 0.7 plus. And this was mentioned by Dietz et al. In 2007. And for reliability, there was an internal consistency with ranges from 0.08 to 0.09 plus across subtests and composites. And there was a test to retest reliability from 0.08 to 0.087. Oh, wait, from 0.8 to 0.87. And that was also found by Dietz and Brunix 2005. Some other important information I thought to include was the testing time averages around 40 to 60 minutes for the full form and 20 to 30 for the short form. Also, it will be demonstrated in the following slides. I decided to just do a portion of the full form, and this took me around like 10 to 15 minutes. And for the environment, it should be a quiet, distraction-free space with enough room for movement-based tasks, and make sure that the examinee's physical needs are met, like giving them water, making sure they're comfortable, not too cold, just stuff like that. And now for some little information on our participant. This is Jaden Donnelly. He's a male. He's 21 years old, and he's Caucasian, and his height was 5'10". And he will be participating in the exam today. And so for the materials, we needed the BOT-2 manual, the BOT-2 examining booklet, specifically the fine motor control booklet, the administration easel, the scoring transparency form, the pencil, the scissors, and a table and chairs to complete the exam. And these are all pictured next to the words. And so now we're going to dive into the actual exam. And so this was the fine manual control assessment, the first section of the BOT-2 test. And this section evaluates a person's abilities to perform tasks that require precise hand and finer movements.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to start with the fine motor precision subtest, and this measures control over small movements using the fingers and hands. And so, first up, we're going to watch this item 1 and 2, which is filling in the shapes. Okay, fill color in the circle and try to stay inside the lines. And then now we're going to watch items 3 and 4, specifically item 3, which was drawing a line through a crooked path. And now we're going to go into the second subtest that he participated in, and that was fine motor integration. And this subtest assesses how well visual information is used to guide fine motor actions. And so for the first item, it was copying a circle. Draw this shape here. Make it look just the same. And the second one was copying a square. Next, we're going to talk about the results of this test. So, as you can see, there were many different categories for the results to fall into, and so I'm just going to go over those really quickly. So I split it up, divided based off of the 2 subtests and then the full test as a whole for the fine manual control. And so when I was scoring, each task had a different point scale score. So the total points for fine motor precision and fine motor integration were 39 and 40. These translated into a different lower scale score. Those were 11 and 19, and then combined would make 30. And then the standard score was also something that translated from the scale score, and that was only applicable to fine manual control as a whole. And he scored a 48. And then I translated these scores into confidence intervals of 95%, and their bandwidth for the 2 subtests was 3, and the fine manual control was a 5. And these intervals ranged from 14 to 9 for their skill score, 22 to 17 for 19, and 53 to 48 for 30. And their percentile rank ranked him in the 42nd percent. And based off of his performance for both of the subtests, his fine motor precision age equivalency was 11 to 11.2 years. And then for fine motor integration, it was 15 to 15 and a half years. And all of these numbers basically mean, on a more descriptive level, that he placed average for all of his results. Now for the recommendations I give to my participant based off of his scores. The first recommendation I would say would be to enhance control, accuracy, and endurance in his detailed tasks. And these strategies can be performed by practicing handwriting, engaging in fine arts like painting, and doing just like practical tasks on a daily basis. The second suggestion I would give him is leverage strong integration skills to build confidence in multitasking. And this can be done by using design tools, building 3D models, or solving visual puzzles, practicing typing, and digital coordination skills. And then the third one I would give him is to apply these fine motor skills to real life, age relevant tasks. And that can be done by like doing meal prepping, you're chopping, slicing food all the time. He could also practice job specific tasks like tool use, lab work, depending on how that fits into his job. And then he can also practice by like managing his money and going through like dealing with cash, sorting coins, doing receipts, forms. Like those are just daily things that you can do that can also develop your fine motor skills. And these are my references that I used. And I just wanted to say thank you for listening. I have attached my email if there's any questions based off of my presentation, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.